Before we begin the video, if you haven't yet, come on down and join my Discord server. Link is down in the description. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel for our review of the penultimate Season 12 episode, The Temple of Madness. Jay and Nia enter the temple where they are greeted by a sushi restaurant, however it is a trap. Sushimi and Evil Sushi try to kill them, but they make it. They arrive in the next room and insert the katanas, but Sushimi shows up out of nowhere and kills Nia. Rest in pieces. Jay is forced to move on and he comes face to face with Unagami, who reveals that he is an AI and not Dyer. The portal is complete, and it actually resembles a huge arcade box, which is really cool. And Unagami is ready to enter, but Jay tries to stop him. A brief fight breaks out, but Unagami escapes, leaving the Red Visors to deal with Jay. The Blue Ninja activates the Cyber Dragon though, allowing him to defeat the Red Visors and enter Ninjago. So a lot of good stuff to talk about in this episode, and let's start at the beginning. I think the Terra Domina game zone is a very interesting setting, and I love how abstract it feels. The colors are awesome, and I think it is a very cool final level stage. It's just kind of weird and mysterious, you don't really know what to expect. Season 12's animation in general has been really good, and a lot of that comes from how colorful and creative these game zones have been. Moving on, the Sushimi fight was really fun actually, and I liked it. I think the idea was very creative. It wasn't really anything too special, but it was more lighthearted, and it was good because this episode gets a lot more serious later on. So having a bit of calm or peace, if you will, before the storm in this episode was good. And then we get to Nia's death. I do have a few issues that we'll talk about later, but the Jay and Nia interactions in this episode are just great. What I especially felt was really impactful was Jay's reaction when Nia died, and that was just amazing. That hit hard when Jay was hugging that pile of cubes and saying I love you, and we're reminded of why these two are such a great couple. The Jaya interactions we've seen in this season are really good, and there are a handful of them, but it isn't overpowering the plot like Skybound. Not to hate on Skybound because I love Season 6 and it's a great Season 2, but I like that Prime Empire has taken a different approach to Jaya. Seeing more casual moments rather than super dramatic moments has been nice, and I believe I mentioned that in my episode 9 review. But Jay's confrontation with Unagami is why I love this episode, and it is just awesome in every way. The soundtrack in this scene was just incredible, and it has been awesome in this season, and it really is in every season. And the animation also really good, I've already covered that. I love how the manifestation gate is literally a giant arcade box. The real success comes from the dialogue and the interaction. Dean Redman and Michael Adamthwaite absolutely nail it here. Jay's voice acting is probably the best of any ninja, and I love Unagami's too. Then we also have the actual lines themselves, and I love how ominous and intimidating Unagami is. Combine all of these amazing aspects, and you get an excellent scene which really shows you how intense this final stretch is. And then you have the following fight, and I enjoyed seeing Unagami in action. Lastly, we have Jay using the Cyber Dragon. Very triumphant scene here, and I love the use of rebooted soundtrack. There's a lot to love about this episode, and it serves as a great setup for the finale. It definitely would have had me hyped for it. If I had one issue, Nia's death feels really forced to me. Not that it happened, but the way it happens. So they've won and they're hugging, but then Sushimi shows up out of nowhere and kills Nia. That felt really forced to me, just the way it happens. Like, where did Sushimi come from? If I had done it, I would have had Nia die during the Sushimi fight and not right after it. Overall, the plot of this episode was really well done, and it was definitely well paced. Jay confronting Unagami was a great scene in my opinion, and excellently done. I also feel this episode did well with characters. A lot of really nice Jay and Nia moments. Unagami was also awesome, and seeing him in action was really fun. Speaking of action, also really good in this episode. Jay versus Unagami, very well done, and seeing Jay's Cyber Dragon in action was also great. Last but not least is emotion, and not too much of it, but I feel like the Jay and Nia moments were very sweet. I'm very happy to give this episode a 10 out of 10. My second for this season, and my third ever on the channel. As I said, this episode is a fantastic setup for the finale. We really get to feel the intensity of this final stretch, and this is really where things start to get serious. Tomorrow likely we will be reviewing the finale of Prime Empire, Game Over. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, share with anyone and everyone you know. Let me know what you guys thought of episode 15, The Temple of Madness, and I'll see you next time.